fucking look up to me. I smoke, I skate, I fuck bitches. I'm basically a shit.
Bro, you watched mid-90s once.
So I've been recently learning how to skate, and it's been a pretty solid experience. I've learned reverts. I've learned how to do basic maneuvering. The main thing that I'm actually trying to focus on right now is just trying to learn how to cruise way better before I do any tricks. Because I have pretty bad balance on my board as of right now, but I can't really blame that all that much because my board is very loose. It's like a Walmart skateboard that has been there for over 3+ years. It's honestly a miracle how it's not broken yet. But that's not what I'm going to talk about today. The other day, there was this group of people that I found on the skate park, and I went there expecting for this other person to help me a little bit more because they've been teaching me how to do tricks and etc. But they weren't there. But there was this group of teenagers. They were all 13-14 years old, and they were significantly immature. They were significantly immature than me, and they all had they all had dyed hair and everything, which that's not the main point that I'm trying to bring out here. But they were all the best way to describe it is that they were all wannabe old people, right? There's not really any real stance talking about them because because they all had affliction clothes, they all had zoomies, they basically were all just posers basically. And I guess I wanted to take a little bit of a note on this, just about how of poser style in general and how posers kind of are in the skating community, because the thing about it is that it's always been a problem for decades, literal decades of posers. And the main thing about this is that they weren't really doing anything. And the thing that kind of pisses me off the most about posers is that they kind of just do it just for the way that it looks, and there's not really any more meaning into it. There's no nuance to it. They just do it because it looks cool, and that period. But if they really wanted to do it, if they really committed themselves to it, it would have been a whole entire story. It would have been way more casual. But it seemed to me, when I was talking to them, they were boasting about their boards, where they got their boards from, when really that's not the point, right? The point of skateboarding, or just anything in general, is about doing it. It's not where you got it from. It's not what brand, how much you paid for it. Neither it's about the clothes that you got, where it's where did you get that from, or the brands of clothes. That's why I kind of hate when people bring up the brands into everything, because it's it's kind of antithetical to how old culture is as a whole, because it's not really that consumer. It's not a consumer. It's not really. They're not really consumer zombies all that much. It's more about the independence of a person and themselves. And it seems like these people don't really understand it that much because of, their affliction clothes, and of how just their boastful nature when it really is just about being you. And it's not really about being them, because it's pretty obvious to tell that a lot of these posers, a lot of these people who don't really commit to anything, get all of their stuff from social media or Pinterest or anything like that. When the real way you actually find inspiration, or find a reason to do something, is because of little experiences that happen around you, nuances that happen. It's not just because you saw it on your post one day and you thought it was cool. It was about the experiences that lead it up to it. Personally, for me, for skateboarding, or just about anything in general, it's just about being led up to it. Skateboarding has been a thing that I've always been interested in for ever since ever since I was 10 years old. I would always have an interest in skateboarding, but I always dropped it off because I was always a lazy person, and I still kind of am. But I've been trying to stop that, and I've been practicing every single day. I've been doing what needs to be done. But these people just there's no backstory. Really, there's nothing. There's nothing. You're just telling me that you got a board, you got fuck you got anything, and there's no experience behind that. There's nothing really. They went through different cycles. One was rampant and one was gradual. Jesus, it really just pisses me off. And then they try to pose themselves as if it's something that they've been going through or they've been considering for a long time, when it really is just that one thing where it has no depth. It's something that obviously has depth, and I feel like this sort of infection kind of goes around to everything in this in the alt community, especially with fashion, where a lot of people kind of just see it as the same fashion. A lot of people who are not inside the space tend to confuse goth from grunge or punk with scene, or basically everything, and they kind of confuse aesthetics, because brands like Affliction or just anything that you see on TikTok Shop always tells you the same kind of message, that they're all sort of interlinked. And also, there's no real backstory behind Affliction, rather than being just a brand to sell Y2K inspired clothes. They kind of just bait on the idea of like the year 2000s, when I really don't think that people in the year 2000s were wearing clothes that had such magnitude or in such like bigness as they had it, where it kind of just ends up with everybody wearing kind of the same thing. There was a lot of people who were wearing different things. You would see someone wearing jorts, you would see someone wearing pants, jeans, shorts, basically there's a lot of different things going on. But with posers, it's not really anything going on. It's kind of just meaningless. But I think I've gotten a little out of a tangent. I've been going on a tangent right now. The whole entire point of it is just that there's really no system. And one of them actually tried getting my number. Nah, I couldn't let that happen. Because I did, but they really didn't say anything about it. And also, they had a bunch of accessories as well. They had a camera recorder, which I didn't really see them use once, by the way. And I don't want to pin this on them, but there was a there was a toy on the floor. I'm gonna just say that. Yeah, I'm gonna just say that there's a toy on the floor. It was a popsicle toy. I'm gonna just say that for sure. But I guess the whole entire point of what I'm trying to say is about like authenticity. Really, there's no authentic point of those guys that have. It's kind of very one-dimensional, and I guess that's what I wanted to point out today. But also, I wanted to kind of make out another thing that I wanted to do. I want to make a sort of shift in my content. You guys, well, actually, I don't think anybody's out here in this point, but a lot of my content, as it is right now, I'm checking it right now, is kind of, I honestly just, it's sort of like not really how I really want to present it myself. I wanted to do it in such of a personal diary of how I wanted to do things, but I realized that I've been starting to get like ridiculously lazy on how I'm conveying that. For the most of the posts that I do, it's barely edited, and I like that barely edited style. It's just that I haven't been doing anything new. I think about doing skating videos, actually, matter of fact. But I'm only gonna do that once I hit 50 subscribers. It really doesn't matter to me. I think I actually gotta stop putting that as the main point, because I used to have them, but some guys didn't like that a certain video. So yeah. Anyways, that's really just everything that I have to say for today. And well, I tell no lies.